So 2 Wisconsin GOP state senators, Senator Rachael Cabral-Guevara and Senator Mary Felzkowski, roast Wisconsin Catholic Medical Guide President Dr. Elizabeth Anderson after she calls contraceptives dangerous. Listen to this.
In the emergency room, do you see more side effect visits from birth control, or do you see more from ibuprofen, Advil, and Aleve? Because
depends what you consider side effects.
So people coming into your emergency room from adverse effects from over-the-counter medications such as Advil, ibuprofen, and Aleve versus birth control.
Right. I would say the main...
So the reason why this question is being asked is that in the opposition to contraceptives, which Republicans are running super hard right now on anti-contraceptives. It depends on which state government you're involved in. Some state Republicans have completely abandoned it because they know they don't got any shot in getting it passed, or they're trying maybe more moderate measures, but any restrictions on contraceptives and the current status, right? It is current status right now, in my opinion, is not moderate, but they're engaged in a crusade against contraceptives, a crusade against abortion, and there's a few arguments that have been made against contraceptives, and the Republicans are hitting on in their efforts to try to get it off the store shelves and make it so people cannot access it. And of course, it's not all Republicans, but a faction within the party, most certainly. The first argument I've heard, and we covered a segment, I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago, of a Republican politician talking in a I think it was a Senate committee. No, it wasn't a Senate committee. I think it was a House vote or a Senate vote on the floor, talking about how these pills are going to make women floozy. It's going to make them loose. And once they're loose and they're of loose morals, it will denigrate the country and destroy it. Coming from from the party of, you know, keep the government out of your life. You know, the government should not be managing your personal life. We don't need no government overreach. But yes, the doctor should be deciding what medicine you can and cannot have based upon how floozy it can make you. Land of the free, home of the brave. Very consistent worldview. There's a bunch of other stuff I had to say about that at the time. You can go check out that video if you want to check it out. It's on my second channel, DylanBurnsLIVE. But this is the second point. And the second point I've heard about contraceptives, and it's getting repeated here, is that they're dangerous. And what they'll talk about specifically is they'll reference ER visits. They'll reference, you know, pop-up clinic visits where people will go out and be like, hey, I took X contraceptive and I had X side effect and it was negative. And so they'll take that to try to paint contraceptives as dangerous. The problem is that all medicines have side effects to some extent, and all medicines are going to have some people who have a negative reaction to them. So trying to paint contraceptives as exceptionally dangerous when you can find the same thing with ibuprofen, just like painkillers. And I mean, painkillers, oh my goodness, we prescribe that to people. That's a lot that can be a lot more dangerous and addictive to somebody than contraceptives. You don't see anybody on like a street corner like popping like 20 Plan Bs trying to get a high. That isn't something that's happening, right? Anyway, let's watch this interaction as this lobbyist is confronted by this.
Versus birth control.
Right. I would say the main one that we see with like ibuprofen Aleve would be patients who have GI bleeds, because that is one that can affect obviously the lining of the stomach and can make them more prone to GI bleeds. The emergency contraceptive, not benign. I've taken care of any number of women who come in with severe cramping, severe bleeding. These medicines have side effects.
Gotcha. I've just, during the time that I have been honored to have patients, I have seen so many more side effects from people coming in on large doses of magnesium, ibuprofen. Mm-hmm. I was writing down a list here. Supplements. I have so many people coming in with potassium supplements. Right. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. When it comes to birth control, I've had one in 15 years. So are you saying we should get rid of ibuprofen, Tylenol over the counter because we need that connection?
No, I'm saying the primary care physician should be involved. Even those I discuss over-the-counter medications with patients when they come in.
I just want to make a comment. You pointed out that birth control pills are class 1 carcinogenic.
That is what they've been classified as, yes.
But so is alcoholic beverages, and working the late shift are also listed as class 1 carcinogenic. So I think that kind of has to put things into perspective.
Working the late shift?
There are 100 countries that allow birth control over the counter. Have you followed up on any of the side effects as a result of that?
I haven't actually looked into studies. We certainly could.
Uh-oh. You know, when you're gonna crusade for a cause, and then you ask a basic question, like, hey, you want to like restrict this type of medication that is allowed in all of these other countries. Have you studied the effects of this type of medication in all of those countries? Oh, no. No. You don't understand. We're the United States, okay? We're special, okay? Our women must be extra not floozy, okay? For the American dream. The American dream! You know, the French women, they're gonna be floozy. You can't do anything about that. My goodness. Anyway, man, you know, it really sucks that there's this new crusade against contraceptives. This is a topic where 90%, and I'm not kidding, 90% of Americans are against restrictions on contraceptives, are against banning contraceptives, are against going after contraceptives like the Republican Party is. This is not only true in my home state, this is true across the entirety of the union. It is something that is primarily the interest of a bunch of naysaying Nancys, a bunch of people on their moral high horse, religious fundamentalists and extremists, and some of which are trying to treat things like Plan B the same way as you would treat a abortion in the 3rd or 4th trimester. And it's absolutely ridiculous that these people, if they're saying that at conception, it is a life. But then they want to restrict the contraceptions that can stop somebody from producing a life that they cannot take care of, and could stop somebody from having to go out and get an abortion. And on the other hand, some will even go out and say that things like Plan B are basically the same thing as abortion, that tiny zygote, you expelling that zygote, is murder of a human life, that I and a zygote are of the same moral worth, even though the zygote can't think, can't breathe, can't talk, can't do anything. It's a zygote. It's a clump of cells. It has the same social awareness and human experience as a blade of grass. And we're giving it that much moral worth and trying to treat Plan B like murder. And these are real things believed by these religious extremists pushing these anti-contraceptives bans. And honestly, I think the only reason more people aren't upset about it is because people don't know about it. If people connected this type of legislation to the medicines that they had to use in their daily life, that either they have had to take personally with contraceptives, that they have had to buy for their significant others, or they know that their significant others rely on, oh my God, man. Oh my God. I really feel like it could end up being an electoral disaster for the Republicans. An electoral disaster if it just got the proper highlighting of what the end goal of these lobbyists who have been crusading against Roe v. Wade for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, what their end goal is now. Because if you thought they were going to stop with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, no. Next, they want to do abortion bans on the local level, state governments across the country. They want to expand it into a federal abortion ban and crack down on contraceptives, something that could stop somebody from having to get an abortion in the first place. Does it make any sense? No. But do they care? No. This is an accelerationist argument. Wait, what's an accelerationist argument? I'm making an accelerationist argument? Please explain. Please explain how my accelerationist worldviews. Aren't there only 3 trimsters? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what a trimster is. It's about control. I don't know how much of it, because I hear this all the time. It's about controlling women's bodies. I don't think that if you were to have an honest poll of people who want to put restrictions on abortion, that their main reason is going to be, I want to control women's bodies. I know those people probably exist, but I do think that there is a genuine belief amongst many people that abortion is murder. You said 4th trimester abortion. There's only 3 trimesters. Oh, you're right. I said 4th. I did say 4th trimester abortion. That is not a thing. You're right. You're right. No, actually, it is a thing if you're having a super baby. Okay, your baby must have just been like a basic baby, right? But my family, we only have super babies.